When you are in Brazil, a country that for decades has run on corruption, it's not a country that has a few corrupt politicians here and there. It's a country that is governed by organized criminality. The entire political system is based on, predicated in, systemic corruption, and they've done it for decades with complete impunity. And so if you are young prosecutors in your 30s, as we saw in the videos most of them are, and you want to take on the richest and most powerful people, there's no instruction manual for how you do that. There's no handbook. There's no guide for what it is that you can do. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have to be resourceful. You're going to have to make difficult judgment calls. But as an American citizen who watched my own government in the wake of the torture regime and the attack on Iraq protect all the war criminals who engaged in that behavior because they were too powerful to put in prison, and then protect the Wall Street criminals who caused the financial collapse in 2008 that caused economic suffering all around the world, and yet not one person from Wall Street went to prison because they too were too powerful, to watch Brazilians in a young democracy put the most powerful billionaires in prison, and politicians who wield great power from multiple parties across the spectrum to put them in prison as well, notwithstanding the mistakes I think they've made and the very valid critiques that have occasionally been voiced against them, that is something that I consider extraordinarily brave and worthy of support and worthy of being honored. And so I think that what we can say about the Brazilian task force, Lava Jato as we call it in Brazil, car wash as we call it here, what I think we can say about them is that they definitely have not been perfect, but what they have been is very principled and very persistent. And they're really devoted to this idea that they want to change their society from this systemically corrupt one to one in which the rule of law prevails no matter whether you're a black, poor kid from the favela or an extraordinarily rich oligarch born into billions of dollars in wealth. And so I think they embody that first attribute of being ordinary, not having much power, but being devoted to changing the world.